Yo, welcome. So the major topic today under the microscope is basically Popcaan's recent performance. Well, not really his performance, but his comments that he made during his set at the recently concluded Kingston Festival held in Canada. During the festival, certain things weren't really going right, alongside the production aspects of things. And Popcaan decided to lash out at the promoters in the process, stating that, well, he was not pleased with the show, it was unprofessional. He told the patrons to ask for a refund and also told the promoters that if they are ever bringing a superstar such as himself back on the show, they must get things correct. You know what I mean? But the words, of course, weren't so beautiful. You know what I mean? There were a lot of expletives that many of you may have seen by now that were used. But many persons are saying Popcaan is out of line. Many persons are. The promoter responded and also said that, well, he paid Popcaan 150,000 Canadian dollars for his appearance on the show, and that since he decided to tell the patrons that they, should ask for a refund, then perhaps he should also refund the money that he was paid. And this is my opinion on the situation. Both Popcaan and the promoter are right, and both Popcaan and the promoter are wrong at the same time. First, let's speak about Popcaan. Popcaan, you receive 150,000 Canadian dollars to perform at the show. If you are going to tell the patrons that they should ask for a reimbursement of their money, then you should also give back maybe 70% of your money, because the promoters can't have the headliner, telling the people to take back their money, but at the same time he wants to keep his money. Therefore the promoters would have lost on all angles. That does not make any sense. Where Popcaan is right, however, it would have affected his brand if the production was not up to standard, and then it affected his performance. So it was within his right to speak to the fans and let them know that, well, this is not my doing or whatever. But his words were too disrespectful. Worst case scenario, the promoter also revealed that he was the one who helped Popcaan to get his visa. So you would think that Popcaan would be more grateful, and be very mindful of the words that he spewed from his mouth, when he was venting. So I think he could have said it a better way without disrespecting the promoter and the brand, and maybe, making things bad for the festival next year. So his words, he could have chosen better words, as it relates to his own personal career. He may have affected his own career as well, because remember, Popcaan is under scrutiny right now. The Jamaican government recently, the Jamaican police force recently stated that he has gotten in trouble for cocaine, traveling with cocaine. He was in problems with the law in, immigration. Let's be specific, in England recently, where they, said that he has a red flag. So an artist like this, who is already faced with so many issues, where traveling is concerned, and he cannot travel to the United States, you would think that he would choose his words correctly. You would think that he would be on his best behavior. But as is the case with many Jamaican artists, this is how they behave and destroyed shows like Sting, over the years, and, many attempts to destroy Reggae Sumfest, but somehow Reggae Sumfest has managed to survive. But many shows have sinked over the years due to bad behavior, and bad behavior means that the relevant sponsors would not want to be a part of those events, So that's why they say dance a yard before you dance abroad, because the same bad behavior that is emitted by many of these dancehall artists when they are on local shows, they take the same type of behavior and bring it overseas, and basically make it hard for people to want to do business with them. Because if I was an immigration officer and I saw Popcaan behave this way, and I was already, looking at his red flags on the system, I would definitely tell my associates that, hey, we can't have this boy in our country because he doesn't doesn't know how to behave and how to carry himself properly. As it relates to the promoter, you are indeed right. The way you approach Popcaan, you were very respectful in the way you delivered your speech and whatever. However, the section of your speech when you were saying that it's not your fault, you are wrong right there. It is indeed your fault. Anything that takes place at an event that you are in charge of, you are at fault, no matter what. It could be a random person threw a bottle and hit someone on stage, it's your fault. So even the very words that Popcaan spewed from his mouth on stage, it's your fault because you are the one who booked Popcaan. You know what I mean? You cannot promote an event and is responsible for the production and the lineup and all of that, and then you're going to say, well, this happened but it's not our fault. Yes, it is indeed your fault. If the sound system is not working, it's your fault. If it rained and water soaked the patrons and soaked the equipment, it's still your fault because you should have had a covering. You weren't prepared for the rain. So no matter what happened at the event, if a customer has a heart attack and there is no ambulance on the scene to administer emergency services, it is your fault. You know what I mean? So you can't be absolved of the blame for this. So all you have to do is wheel and come again. Try to capitalize on this promotion that you got from the controversy and come bigger and better next year. I'm out.
It's coming like a thriller. Said them is a scam and never got a pillar. Capation you to the ER and not Anthony Miller. Rhymes them a kick, not even top a skiller. They must say